Hey, what's going on YouTube, and welcome to this week's episode of Tuesday Preppers, where we take a look at the news and we see what's going on in the game and try and come up with some plans to get you some killers and materias and abilities and weapons that are going to help you with taking out the trials and challenges that come along with this week. We've got a lot of news to go over, some of it pretty exciting and some of it not, depending on what you are interested in. But we'll start with one that just came out like 30 seconds before I clicked on record, which is the updated version of the Dark Visions news. This is the big update. So they changed the Dark Wonder Wand from being attack to magic the way it's supposed to be. And it's still a staff, it's got magic on it. So it's kind of weird, but it's a two-handed magic staff with 202 spirit and 405 magic. Pretty cool. It was just incorrectly labeled as attack. And here's the other weapons all the way down here at the bottom. 405 magic double two-handed sword, 405 attack two-handed katana. Pretty cool. They don't tell us how much these are going to cost, but they cost a lot in the Japanese version of the game. So hopefully you've been saving your dark matter. I have been, so I've got 22,000. I'm looking forward to getting some of those weapons. But that's the news that just literally came out right before I clicked record, so I wanted to talk about that first. Let's talk about some other stuff going on in the game, though. The Forbidden Land of Slumbering Power is a raid event that we have going on. Final Fantasy 3. It is an aquatic enemy, which is fun because there's not a lot of aquatic killer in the game. We're going to talk about how to get some tonight in just a little bit. But most importantly, worth noting is that in this raid, you get aquatic killer and demon killer. So very cool. You can get 50% here. 50% is better than no percent. So they're giving this out for free. You might as well go ahead and get it. Like I said, it is an aquatic enemy. It's weak to fire, water, wind, and earth, which is pretty much true of all the enemies in the Final Fantasy 3 event. You can only break its attack and magic, which is not that big a deal because it's a raid. It's going to die right away. So load up your team. I'll show you the team that I'm going to be bringing based on the bonus units, and then we'll go into getting it. We also have this fight coming up. The Keeper of the Ancient Arms. It's an EX battle that gives you Lapis, Mystery Crystal, and more, which almost always means 3,000 Lapis, so definitely be ready to go in and get that 3,000 Lapis. Probably on turn 1. We're probably going to do a clear like we usually do, where we take a look at the AI of the boss and like learn how it really works, just because I find that interesting. But we'll do that on Thursday. But it is a demon that is 99% resistant to ice, lightning, light, and dark, and 50% weak to water, wind, fire, and earth. You can break it as much as you want. You can only bring a party of 4 if you want to get all the rewards, which is just like Final Fantasy 3, which is really cool. And of course, no deaths and no continues. Now, it does not say you have to bring only Final Fantasy 3 units, which is kind of cool. So you can probably bring whatever you want and kill this on turn 1, like I said. But, you know, maybe you're not into that style of play, and we'll try some other things too. That's just part of the content we're getting. We are also getting a Chronicle battle against Hein. Now, interestingly enough, on the wiki, it says that Hein is a demon. I'm not 100% sure about that. Hein looks like a Reaper to me with all the bones and skeleton stuff going on. But the wiki says it's a demon, but I'm going to kind of be preparing for him to be a Reaper when we finally get, you know, the in-game news. I'm going to be using Libra on him and stuff like that, just to see. But we can farm up Ark's hat to get it upgraded to +4. It's pretty cool. It's got magic 80, spirit 42, and it does fill MP and LB gauge for all players. And then if you're at a Final Fantasy 3 unit, you get an additional 500 magic and bonus damage against Reapers, which is why I think that Hein is probably a Reaper enemy. He always has been in previous iterations of the game, so I'm not sure why the wiki says he's a demon, but we're going to assume he is a Reaper. Anyway, you can craft Ark's hat, and yeah, definitely go get it. Surprise, surprise, he's weak to fire, water, wind, and earth, and has resistances to all the other elements, just like everything else in the event. You can only break his defense and spirit, but it's a Chronicle farming raid, or farming event, so you can just go in and do it again and again and again and again, probably killing it on turn 1. Probably not going to be that difficult, and there you have it. Now, the other big piece of content that we've got is the 12 types takedown. And this is against Catastrophe, which I think looks really neat. I don't really even know how to describe it. Looks really, really cool. And it is a fairy enemy. that gives you Fairy Killer and Fairy Killer Plus, Spirit Killer Plus. And the harder version gives you Spirit Killer Plus and Aquan Eater Sense. So again, we're getting chances to get free Aquan Eater in the game. Definitely gonna be going after this one right away and getting it. So we're going to help us get ready for that. We're gonna be going and getting some Fairy Killer tonight. I'm gonna show you 2 different teams that can do it, and get you some pretty good Fairy Killer materia that are in the Vortex right now. Now, Catastrophe is a fairy that is technically weak to light and water. Those are his lowest resistances, 190 for light and 210 for water. And then resists all other elements at 265 and non-elemental at 99%. So definitely you want to bring light and water and Fairy Killer so to help you get this done. Beyond that, we do have Dark Visions coming out. Dark Visions is, not my favorite thing in the world, but now with the two-handed weapons coming out, you kind of want to push a little harder to get more dark matter. So we'll be doing some things. The monthly bulletin told us that we've got some Reaper enemies coming up, some Stone enemies coming up, and a Beast enemy that we want to be ready for. But again, those are pretty common: Reaper, Stone, and Beast. There's lots and lots of killers out there that we've already gone over. We're gonna be focusing on Catastrophe because Catastrophe is gonna get us Aquatic Killer. Okay, so let's talk about it. The available Aquatic Killer you can get right now. The Tiger Fangs FFBE is a fist that you can get, and then there's a bunch of random TMRs and STMRs. There's just not a ton in the game that you can use to do this. Ollie, though, you can get from friend points, which is going to get you an Aquan Killer. And then eventually we'll get Aquan Killer Plus recipes, so you want to farm up as many Ollies as you can. Soldier's Protection is good for Aquatic and Dragon. Narine's Trance Saber is a really bad weapon you can get from Narine. That does have Aquatic Killer on it, and Hyomanto is a katana that can give you a little bit of Aquatic Killer. It's also Ice Element, so maybe not the best choice, but there you go. Thankfully, adding to this list on Thursday is Catastrophe. Catastrophe is going to be giving us Aquan Eater Sense, and that'll be added to this list next week. So we've got Aquans, we've got Demons, which we have talked to death. Crucifying Coercion is the best. You can definitely get that pretty easily these days, even with Lilith, which we showed last week. Maybe not on Tuesday Preppers. I did a video of Lilith tanking Ashura, so there you go. Darksteel Heavy Armor, Demon Killer Plus from Belphegor, Demon Eater Sense from Gloomwing, Mask of Ashura. Lots of good trial rewards for Demon. The other one, the other one we want to focus on is Spirits. So Spirit Eater Sense you can get from Gargantuan Grub in the Sand, the extreme version, which we're going to do, as well as Scorn of the Genies, the intermediate version, which we're going to do. You can technically get Fairy Eater Sense from Cerberus Advanced, and that's a little more challenging. Spirit Eater Sense is physical only. Fairy Eater Sense is physical and magic, but they both kind of do about the same thing, about 75%. Also worth noting, you can get Battle Intelligence from Regina, the original Regina, Blue Mage Dress from Blue Mage Fina, and the Shinsui Ryukin from Tidebringer Kaito all have Spirit Killer on them. So those are all some good items, but the ones we're going to be going after is Spirit Eater Sense and Spirit Killer. So I'll go ahead and get that out of the way, and we'll pull up our action menu here, and we'll go after the first one, which is going to be the Gargantuan Grub in the Sand. You find this in the Vortex, and it's under Nemesis, Chamber of the Fallen, and here he is, Gargantuan Grub. Now, the difficulty 400 is the one we're going after. I need a little bit of energy. There we go. And the challenges here are just to complete it, beat him with a Limit Burst for a Trust Moogle, beat him with no deaths for a STMR exchange, and no items for Spirit Eater Sense. That's why we're here. Not going to bring a friend. And this is the team we're going to be taking. Now, you can actually do this without any gear on Tsukiko. You can do this without any gear on Sylvie. And you do need a little bit of gear on Biggs and Wedge. So we've got a gun, a source of dual wield, and the quad attack, or the double attack materia or item makes their attack hit 4 times, and they chain, so that's good. Golbez is just wearing a two-handed rod that we got for free during a recent item world event, and he does have some killers, so he's got insect killer and things like that. He's wearing Oliveira's vision card. Notice he's only got 4600 magic and 4100 MP. That's going to be sufficient for this fight. He's got 300% human or insect killer, and no chain cap up or anything like that. And that is going to get us this one right here. Shouldn't surprise you. Golbez is, you know, blowing up pretty much everything in the game right now. Here we go. So the grub lowers the earth resistance on both sides, which is why you want to go with an earth team. And here we go. Tsukiko is going to, no surprises, Rod Imperil, Earth Imbue and Amplify, and Earth Field Effect. Sylvie is going to Offense for Golbez. And we're going to use Gravel Egg Basket. And we're also going to use Beaten Insect on Golbez. There we go. He's going to cast Meteor, and Biggs and Wedge are going to chain. And there you go. So this Golbez with basically no gear, just killers that you can grab from a couple random sources for insect killer. He's got an Esper equipped, takes care of that just fine, and you can get you some Spirit Eater sense off of that. That will help you getting ready for Catastrophe. So there you go. Now the other one that we're going to go after is Scorn of the Genies. That's in the indignant version of this, so Scorn of the Genies, and thankfully it's just the hard, or the medium difficulty, the lower. So it's difficulty 300. Just beating it gets you Spirit Killer Plus. Very similar team we're going to be taking. No companion. Let me load that team for you really quick. Number 10, and here we are. Very similar. Notice we've got all 7-star units and then Golbez. And Golbez is, again, just wearing Encyclopedia of Herbs. No killers, practice session. There you go. And he does have Spirit Killer from Leviathan. So that's the only source he's got. Otherwise, Sylvie has on her STMR for triple cast. Biggs and Wedge have the same build for them. And Realm is not wearing anything. She's just here to provide a Spirit Killer buff. So let's do it. Almost exactly the same, just different, slightly different skills, because Sylvie versus Paladin Sylvie and Realm versus, you know, whatever. There you go. We do magic damage increase. Not going to matter. We're going to start with Sylvie. We're going to do lightning. So we're going to do Bolt Egg. We're going to do Hop into Battle on Golbez, and all eggs in one basket on Golbez. And we're going to do Double Sketch. We're going to do Rod Imperil. So would you pose for a portrait? And we're going to do Spirit Sketch. And surprise, surprise, Meteor and two chaining. And the one we want to watch is this green one, as usual. It's kind of the toughest one to get. Golbez had no killers or anything equipped, right? Just that one rod and a vision card, and he did 65 billion damage by himself. So imagine if you had actually equipped him. You can get this ability very, very easily, but that'll get you some Spirit Killer Plus at this point if you have never grabbed it for whatever reason. There you go. So hopefully that helps, and you are now geared up and prepared to do some fun stuff on Thursday. Go get you the Aquan Killer from the raid. Go get you the Aquan Killer from Catastrophe, and you'll be doing a lot better when it comes to aquatics. And then yeah, we'll do a lot of fun stuff on Thursday. We're gonna do the EX fight. We're gonna do some work in Dark Visions. We're gonna have some fun over on Twitch on Thursday. So hopefully you come out and check that out. And yeah, that's it for right now. So you guys be good to each other. Take care. We'll see you in the next video, which should come out on Thursday after I'm done with my stream. All right. Take care.